Hi everyone, it's Melissa from United Commercial Insurance. Today I wanted to talk about one of the most common coverage questions that I get, which is what's the difference between auto liability and commercial general liability, and why am I being asked to carry both on my commercial auto policy? And the answer for that is you need both because they cover two very different risks or exposures to risk for your business. So having the two of them working together is a great way to protect your company and your financial stability. Auto liability is pretty much exactly like it sounds like. It's going to be any claim resulting from an accident in the vehicle. So you're very much open to that as commercial truckers because you're on the road and you go long hauls, and those auto liability coverages are what's going to pay to make the other person whole, to replace their property, to fix their vehicle, to pay their medical bills, both short and long term, that would result in an accident where you were to be at fault. Commercial general liability, on the other hand, is going to cover all those other business exposures that don't come from within the vehicle itself. So if you are backing up into a loading dock, you're unloading your cargo, and something gets bumped and there's damage to the property around you, or maybe somebody gets hurt, slips and falls, your commercial general liability is going to help you with those costs. And again, like any liability policy, it's going to make the other person whole, but it really stems from where you were, what the actions were when that accident happened. And the other thing that you're going to see with those commercial general liabilities is these big words that they're asking you to have $1 million per occurrence or $2 million aggregate. That sounds like a lot more than it really is. When you're looking at a $1 million, $2 million aggregate commercial general liability, what you're seeing is you get $1 million for each occurrence. So one claim is going to max out at $1 million. Anything beyond that is not going to be covered under that commercial general liability. If you have multiple general liability claims over the course of a year, that's where that aggregate number comes in. So $2 million aggregate is going to be the total amount of money that policy is going to pay out over the course of a 12-month policy period. So if you have 5 smaller commercial liability claims that hit 2.1 million, then that last 0.1 million is actually going to fall back on you. That's why you always want to make sure that you do have the correct coverages in place, because this is your business, this is your livelihood. You want to make sure that not only your business is protected, but you are, and your employees. And liability coverages are definitely where that's going to happen. So again, just kind of to wrap up, we've got the auto liability piece, which is typically what's required by your state and your federal governments. Most commercial auto policies are required to have at least $750,000 in auto liability, though more and more the shippers and load boards and things are asking you to carry $1 million in auto liability. And then the second liability coverage that you're looking at is that commercial general liability, which is much more broad. It's going to cover any sort of accident that happens outside of the vehicle. It's also going to help you cover things like slander or fraud. So it's just a little bit more broad reaching. It's not something that is typically regulated by any sort of state or federal government, but is something that is requested from your customers a lot of times. So if you have any questions regarding these two coverages, please give us a call anytime. You're also welcome to call my direct line at 208-775-7230.